Today I'm here to briefly describe to you why I believe that cue sports, billiards, pool should be part of the Olympic sports. One of the world's best known sports is excluded from the Olympics. With a long history and a huge popularity in the last 100 years, cue sports has evolved to the level of world champions. The skill level involved in this sport range from beginners to world-class professionals. This sport is in every country in the world, played by every age level that can stand up and hold a cue. Cue sports continues to be left out as a sport that can compete in the World Olympics. It is more than a game, it is the knowledge and mastery of a skill obtained only by decades of practice, dedication, and determination. Worthy of those who call themselves Olympians. Now, the Olympic sports call themselves sports, and I am going to prove to you that this game called billiards or cue sports is indeed a sport. Where did billiards come from, and why does that make a difference as to why we should be in the Olympic sport? The game evolved, and it's a little shady as to where exactly the game began, but it is known that it came from a game that's similar to croquet, that was brought indoors, put onto a table with felt to simulate grass, and it evolved from there. They didn't have pockets, and they had big, long sticks that they used to kind of shove the balls around. And they had tall little U-shaped racks that they would push these balls through. And as the racks disappeared, the pockets showed up on the table. 6, 2 in each corner, one halfway between each other. They would push these balls around on the table, making them into the different pockets. And when a ball, like about twice the size of a regular cue ball, which is what this is, would wind up on the edge of the table, they found that they couldn't hit it with the broad end of their stick and turn the stick around to the handle end to hit the cue ball away from the edge. And as the sport continued to evolve in the 1800s, a couple of dramatic things happened. One, the introduction of rubber and how it was made. We were able to put rubber on the edges of the pool table, which allowed the cue ball to bounce off. This changed the game. It made it more than just hitting a ball into a pocket. It made it where you had to think strategically about every shot, how it was going to react when it bounced off the side, where it was going to go after it hit the first ball. A very difficult mastery of the game. And as the game evolved and more shots became more technical and more precise, they took leather and put on the ends of their big, long, ugly handles so that they could get better traction. And eventually those handles from the original sport went away, and something came from that. Something like this. This is a regular standard size pool cue. And it is designed so that you can have the most precise shots. And that leather tip there makes connection with the cue ball, sends that cue ball anywhere that you want it to go. Now you may be asking yourself, why is this important? Well, because this game takes extreme skill, and it takes knowledge of how to play it, how the one ball will hit another and react, how to get that cue ball to precisely stop exactly on the table where you need it so you can make the next shot. That is not something that everybody who picks up a cue can do. That is something who has years of hard work, dedication, and practice to be able to reach the level of professionalism that would be accepted, in my opinion, into the Olympics. And the Olympics, let's think about that for a minute. Well, why should cue sports be allowed? Such games as 8 ball and 9 ball and 14.1 and 1 pocket and 3 pocket and all these other games that go on and on and on for billiards. Well, think about it. What other games are allowed into the Olympics that individuals compete in, such as archery, airsoft, gun shooting, even football is allowed in the Olympics. Now, if you think about that, these are also games that require skill, practice, and years of dedication in order to become good enough to be considered an Olympic sport. The other thing that held us up as the community of lovers of this game in this sport is the governing force. Something known as the IOC is who regulates Olympic games and Olympic sports. They say that in order to become a sport in the Olympics, you must have a governing force. Well, in 1998, the World Confederation of Billiard Sports was created to govern all billiard sports worldwide at the professional level so that equalism was produced. Now, this game is so difficult that not only one country cannot become good enough, one person cannot become good enough to dominate. Now, that's something that you always look for in an Olympic sport, that multiple games can be played at multiple levels, different countries, all equal chances to win based on their ability alone, which is exactly what this is. You cannot win a game of billiards or cue sport of any kind, 8 ball, 9 ball, 3 ball game, without practice, without knowledge of how that game is played, how that sport is played. The Olympic Games, the Olympic sports, they're all the same. And maybe someday you will see me playing that cue sport, or you, or just see the Olympic sports accept cue sports in the Olympics. And that will be a difficult task because there's only 28 games allowed, 28 sports allowed in the Olympics, 10,500 competitors. So what are our chances of getting in there? They're pretty low, and it's going to take some time. But I believe as cue sports continues to grow in popularity and the professional side of the sport comes out, we will see us included in that. Maybe someday we'll see cue sports accepted as an Olympic sport. That the skill required, the knowledge, the years of dedication will prove to be worthy of the Olympic Games. I know I have, and I know I will pick up another cue. And I will play, and I will have this dream that someday I will be in the Olympic sports. And I know that someday this cue ball and this sport will be accepted in the sport.